Hi, my name is Cold Beer, and let's start with King Arthur, Knight's Tale.
This is a cool hybrid between turn-based games like XCOM and traditional character-centric CRPGs. You'll find diverse battle maps where you will have to position yourself to avoid shield walls and flank your enemies. Also use covers against archers, make use of the terrain, hide in the foliage, and surprise your enemies with your endless wisdom. Knight's Tale is a modern retelling of a classic story with a heavy touch of dark fantasy tropes, a twist on the traditional tales of chivalry, and a bearded wizard with a friendly smile. You will encounter nothing like that here. Knight's Tale is grimdark and really refreshing on your eyes, tired from all these colorful games nowadays. Although keep in mind that all your characters are expendable and if they die they will stay dead forever, meaning that the game is leaning to the hardcore and may not be very easy for you. Warhammer 40k Boltgun. Here, without any hesitation, load up your gun and plunge into battle. You'll experience a perfect blend of Warhammer FPS gameplay and the stylish visuals of your favorite 90s retro shooters. You'll play a battle-hardened space marine on a perilous mission across the galaxy as you fight against the Chaos Space Marines and demons. This boomer shooter style, well known from the games like Classic Doom, Duke Nukem or Heretic, is a real treat for older dudes like me, and also for a younger generation who wants to experience glory and feel like a true combat god, or goddess, or something in between. Whatever you are, you will rock this. People on Steam are saying that the game doesn't offer a lot of replayability, but the level of entertainment it provides is massive. Although, not as massive as your mama. From Glory to Goo. It may not be the prettiest RTS, but it is for sure one of the most entertaining ones. This is a sci-fi survival strategy set on an alien world. You will serve as humanity's pioneer by establishing a colony and supporting your colonies still in orbit. But beware, the Goo, a relentless shape-shifting force, approaches from all sides, even above and below. Basically, you will have to build your colony to repel local horrors who are not very fond of uninvited guests. But if you look at this philosophically, you will realize that the real monster here is you. You came here, you destroyed their beautiful landscape with your pathetic buildings that are making energy out of their plants and animals and filtering your piss so you could have drinking water. They have a right to be angry, and they use that right quite excessively. The game is single player only. It includes 23 Steam achievements and multiple factions with units and buildings you can use. You know, ally or destroy depending on your captain and biome. Bad reviews are rare. Most of the people who play the game are saying that it is not perfect but really entertaining. What else you may want?
Fight Grab.
Mortal Kombat is for the weak. If you want to become a really strong and respectful warrior, there is another way better game for that. You may think that I am joking, but
Fight Grab
has 93% of positive reviews, so it's officially better than most fighting games ever released. You will take control of a simulated, physics-powered grab and fight various opponents with one basic rule: flip your enemy over to win. Take advantage of a wide range of equipment to beat your opponent down. Claws, swords, guns, armor, jet engines, and more. Maybe a dildo, I don't know. And you have to stop your opponent's blade with your pincers, run along walls, and generally go full-on crab with all the fighting techniques at your disposal. This game is just like you always wanted fight games to be, but probably never realized.
Fight Grab.
Will end that ravenous fighting game hunger you were feeling for years.
Or maybe not, I don't know, maybe you are just a monkey on a branch in the zoo and you just like how my channel sounds.
Ancestors' Legacy. This is a real-time strategy game influenced by historical events of the Middle Ages. Ancestors' Legacy combines resource management and base building with large-scale squad-based battles across vast battlefields. It is all rendered in great detail with Unreal Engine 4. You'll experience medieval bloodshed and can enjoy a cinematic action camera that puts you right in the middle of the battle. People on Steam are saying that Ancestors' Legacy is easy to learn and it's like chess. It involves a lot of strategy, so the more you play, the better you become. Basically here, a lot of options to crush the enemy lie in the plain sight, but only the master strategist can see them all. So the more you play, the easier the game will seem. Or not, you know, we all have our limits and sometimes our limit is below the requirements of a victory. Orcs Must Die 3. This is probably the most entertaining tower defense game I have ever played, and that is because here you are involved in the action as a third-person character. You actually run and shoot, hack and slash, and also you place various traps and turrets, so it feels very personal, and because of that you are not just a passive observer, you are actually the scariest turret for your enemies. And your enemies here are obviously orcs. Wave after wave after wave they will swarm your castle, and after the end of every wave you will realize that you were holding your breath all the time. Relax, it's just a game. You can play solo or two-player co-op, arm yourself with a massive arsenal of weapons and slice, burn and zap hordes of repugnant orcs. The game is incredibly fun and at first seems easy.
Like your sister.
Oh come on, how dare you! Oh, but all this easiness is just a deception. Later games will turn into incredibly hard try again and again battles. One misplaced trap, one missed shot and you know, you're dead. Anyway, as I've said, this is an extremely entertaining game and I can recommend it without any doubts. Kill orcs and relax. The House of Da Vinci 2. In this adventure puzzle game, you will become an apprentice of the famous Leonardo da Vinci. He'll have to solve handcrafted mechanical 3D puzzles and discover hidden secrets. Also navigate through environments of the Italian Renaissance period and travel through time to influence your surroundings. The game features hundreds of objects, many 3D puzzles and mechanical brain twisters waiting to be unraveled. People on Steam are saying that puzzles are really interesting and the graphics are nice for the eye. But sometimes this game becomes just a pixel hunting experience, when you just randomly click on everything trying to make something happen. Despite that, more than 90% of the reviews are positive, so if you like the genre, this game may be perfect for your evening. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. In this third-person action-adventure game you will play as Star-Lord, and thanks to your bold yet questionable leadership you have persuaded an oddball crew of unlikely heroes to join you. Some jerk, surely not you, has set off a chain of catastrophic events, and only you can hold the unpredictable Guardians together long enough to fight off total interplanetary meltdown. For this you will have to use element blasters, tag team beatdowns, jet boot powered dropkicks, even put pineapple into potato salad. Nothing is off limits. Well, I'm kidding. The last thing surely is. That is a jail time guaranteed, and if you think it's all going to plan, you will be in for a world of surprises, with the consequences of your actions guaranteed to keep the Guardians on their toes. The game is one of the most beloved Marvel Universe games, with positive reviews hovering way above 90%. Xenonauts 2. This is a strategy game that puts you in charge of a multinational military organization tasked with eliminating aliens. Yeah, we hate aliens in this game. So working from the shadows, you must seek out and engage the growing alien presence wherever it appears. You will expand and manage a covert network of bases across the globe. You will pursue research and development to achieve technological success and beat the alien invaders. People are saying that the game is perfectly suited for everyone who hates aliens and who like the games like XCOM. Which is, to be honest, about hating and eliminating the aliens as well. Honestly, that's one of the last things we can officially hate and not be cancelled anymore. Let's hope aliens will never actually arrive, cause we will go woke instantly in this field as well.
Mommy, those buttsuckers are raping the fish in our pond again.
Come on, little Timmy, don't call them that. They are sexually diverse space species who deserve our respect.
But Mom, they have butt instead of the face, and they hate us.
Yes, they are rear and fronted species with impaired respect for others, but they are still humans just like us, and like our veggies. And now shut up and eat your moss in silence.
Friends vs. Friends. Despite the childish looks, the game offers immensely fun gameplay. Friends vs. Friends is an online PvP shooter that combines combat and deck building. Honestly, really unique and fun combination. It's like you and your mother-in-law, or cucumbers with honey. Sounds weird, but it's really delicious. So here you'll have to choose your character, customize your card-based loadout, and get ready for the fights of your life. Or more like for the fights of your death, because the game is filled with great players and with balding dudes still living in their parents' basement. Never underestimate their power. Here you can play 1 vs 1 or 2 vs 2. Gain levels, get new cards, improve the ones you already have, and get to know an array of eclectic characters with their own unique passive skills. People are saying that this is a great fast-paced game, but it will infuriate you way more than you expect. Traveler's Rest. This is a tavern management game where you can brew your own beer, run a farm and build relationships. You are an innkeeper on a journey to transform a rundown tavern into a bustling social space. Based in a cheerful fantasy setting, Traveler's Rest is a place to meet people, explore new places and uncover ancient magic. Along your journey you'll discover new things to brew, farm, cook and build to create your perfect fantasy tavern. The game is still in early access but has more than 90% of positive reviews. People on Steam are saying that this game is awesome, and if you like titles like Stardew Valley, it's a must-play. Also, you can smack angry customers away with your mop. Jurassic World Evolution 2. Here you can build your very own Jurassic Park just like in the first part, but a bit more beautiful, fancier and a bit better. You know that number at the end of the game's name has to mean something, and it means more species of dinosaurs as well, like at least 2. So at first it's all about fun, interesting creatures and happy customers, until some brown substance from the bottom of Beerosaurus hits the fan. And by that I mean that life always finds the way, and that is kinda the opposite of life for everyone else in your park. You may think that the raptors will escape the cage and will start feasting on your customers, but the reality is way more cruel. There's almost no way that the first human eaten in your beautiful park by a potato raptor would be just a terrible accident. You know, the fault of cheap fence or stupid worker forgetting to close the gates. Nah, it will be you. You will save the game and then let the creatures go. Because after a while you will get bored.
And only blood can entertain you.
Call of Cthulhu. The year is 1924 and here you will take on the role of a private detective. But instead of catching cheating husbands and wives, you must do a bit more serious job. So you are sent to investigate the death of a well-known family on a remote island. What could go wrong? Yeah, you will probably meet some strange creatures, experience weird science and even come face to face with a creepy cult. I mean, what else is there to do when you spend your time on an isolated island? Knit socks? Repaint the fences? Make potato salad? Although I doubt that you could find the best quality doctor's sausage here.
I am so bored. Yeah, me too. Let's join a cult.
But if you think about it, honestly, if the people of the island would do some sock knitting and repainting the fences for fun, maybe, just maybe they wouldn't need to join a sinister cult for fun. Some food for thought. Anyways, people are saying that the story of the game is very interesting, engaging and spooky. But Call of Cthulhu doesn't let you explore much. It is more focused on nice cutscenes and it does feel more like an adventure game. SnowRunner. Well, this is officially a realistic driving game about getting from point A to point B while transporting various cargo. But I would rather call it a Souls-like roguelite puzzle game. Of course, not in the real terms, but rather metaphorically, because the game is insanely hard and you will be doing the same task again and again. Basically, here you have to drive a heavy load truck to the appointed destination. But the trick here is that the road is not what you normally expect. You will have to deal with snow and mud, ice, rivers, fallen trees, and so on. And if you get stuck for real, that's kinda it, you will have to try again. And of course, avoid mistakes of the past, which you can't in real life. You know, all the mistakes you made in your life led you to this very moment where you watch my video. Yeah, well, honestly, if you would have done something differently, you could have ended up in a lava lake instead, or in the belly of a shark. So maybe your decisions were not that bad. Pat yourself on the shoulder. Chants of Sennaar. The review score on Steam of this game is something out of a fairy tale. 98% of positive reviews is not something you see every day. So this adventure puzzle game has a wonderful story. Divided since the dawn of time, the peoples of the tower no longer speak to each other, just like you and your neighbor who dislikes potato salad. But it is said that one day a traveler will find the wisdom to break down the walls and restore the balance. And it's you, obviously. So probably all these people are already doomed. No offense. He will explore and discover an enchanting world in a colorful poetic setting inspired by the myth of Babel, where men have forgotten their past. You will travel the endless steps of a prodigious labyrinth, uncover ominous secrets and unveil the mysteries of this fascinating universe where ancient languages are both the lock and the key. People are saying that this game has really fun puzzles, beautiful soundtrack and a really interesting, captivating story. Tainted Grail Conquest. This is a unique, infinitely replayable, story-driven hybrid between a deck-building roguelite and an RPG game. Here you will explore the ever-changing maps, fight with deadly enemies, and learn what happened to the cursed island of Avalon. You will find 9 unique hero classes, 460 cards, 340 passive skills, 50 masteries, and a lot of other stuff you don't really care to hear about right now if you never play the game. I can say one thing for sure, it's a dark fantasy game with all the dark benefits of it. Original monsters and beasts, creepy adversaries, and fun gameplay await you here. About 90% of the reviews are positive, so it's safe to say that there is a huge chance that you will like the game if you like the genre. People on Steam are saying that this game is gritty, gnarly, dark, and worth your money even when it's not on sale. Warhammer Vermintide 2. This is a 4-player co-op action game where you can control one of 5 heroes and fight the combined forces of a ruinous chaos army and a swarming Skaven horde. The only thing standing between utter defeat and victory is you and your allies. If you fall, so will the Empire. So it's fair to say that the Empire is probably doomed and it's your fault. Well, at least in the beginning, when you are not accustomed to the gameplay and controls. So here you can choose between 5 different characters, each with 3 branching careers to master. You will also find ladders of different difficulty, from puny and lame recruit to more respectful veteran and champion, and finally a legend. Also 15 talent trees and more than 50 various types of powerful weapons won't let you get bored, that's for sure. Botanicula. This is a humor-filled adventure game created by the makers of super famous Machinarium and Samaros series. Here you'll control 5 friends, little tree creatures, set out on a journey to save the last seed from their home tree, which was infested by evil parasites. This is a relaxed game perfect for hardcore gamers, their partners, parents, families, and old shady ladies with one eye. Don't ask me why, instead go and explore more than 150 detailed locations, watch funny animations, and find incredible amounts of hidden bonuses. You'll not find any text or boring dialogues. The game is really suitable for everyone. Players on Steam are saying that Botanicula is a trippy little game that is relaxing and hilarious at the same time. Definitely a hidden gem, and overwhelmingly positive review score can confirm that with ease. Warhammer 40k Battlesector. This is a fast-paced, turn-based strategy game set in a grimdark universe of the 41st millennium. Pick your force, develop your army, control mighty heroes, and fight for victory using strategy, awesome abilities, and devastating weaponry. Here you'll find 20-mission single-player campaign. You'll help to purge the Tyrannid infestation and preserve the honor of the noble Blood Angels. Also, the skirmish mode is available here. Pick your faction, pick your enemy, and dive into battle. You can completely customize your army list by selecting your units, heroes, and their weaponry. The game has a very positive review score on Steam, and people are saying that even if you don't like turn-based strategy, this game may change your mind. Here, unlike in XCOM, you can move units simultaneously. You don't need to wait for your other units to finish their turns. That is great because it saves your time. You know what else saves your time? Potato salad. When you eat it, time slows down because of how awesome it is. That is proven by science. Bright Memory Infinite. When I first saw the trailer of this game a few years ago, the only thing I still have is really bright memories because this game looks very good. Well, except for the part when the protagonist looks like this, but I guess it's some Asian thing most Europeans cannot understand, so I won't even try. This shooter was created by one independent artist. Yes, by one man. And I also dare to say that this definitely looks like a AAA kind of game. The dude is a real beast. Bright Memory Infinite is a combination of science fiction and fantasy elements in a world where you encounter various beasts such as dragons and wander through the intriguing locations killing numerous monsters. Unlike many other games of this type, Infinite offers a rich selection of not only firearms but also melee weapons. You also have a special gauntlet which allows you telekinetic manipulation of enemies. The whole title is quite similar to the Bulletstorm, and it also bears a resemblance to Shadow Warrior franchise. Dome Keeper. Dome Keeper has about 90% of positive reviews, so it is obviously a hidden gem you may want to try. Well, a nice polished rock at least. This is a roguelike survival miner where you will defend your dome from wave after wave of monsters. You will use the time between each attack to dig beneath the surface and search of valuable resources and artifacts, and use them carefully to choose powerful upgrades and bonuses. People on Steam are talking that the game is very polished, rich, and imaginative. It's all you need for your free time. Well, this and potato salad. And now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe.